Hey guys, thanks for watching. So today I'm going to be giving my update on the 2020 presidential election prediction. I did my first video 3 weeks ago, so if you have not seen that video yet, check it out. I'll link it in the description. Otherwise, let's get straight into it. Just before I start, please make sure to like and subscribe, and also comment any video suggestions, or at the end what you think what you think the results of the 2020 presidential election will be. So without further ado, let's get into that. So I'm just gonna put Nevada, Colorado, Virginia and Minnesota all in the safe Democratic column. They're all polling very strongly. There haven't been any significant changes from 3 weeks ago, so they all stay very safe, very strong. In the Republican column, I don't have any that I would actually list as safe Republican. I'm going to put Maine's 2nd Congressional District. Oh, that is the 1st Congressional District. I'm going to put the 2nd Congressional District in the likely Republican column. And I am going to put Iowa in the likely Republican column as well. So both of these are looking pretty competitive. Iowa specifically, there's been some polling data that has come out of Iowa. If we want to run over to our state polling, you can see here that Iowa is really competitive. I am definitely anticipating that the presidential election is going to be much more competitive on election night. Polling is going to be much closer. However, if you see right here, when I filmed my first video, June 20th, Biden was at 8.9% leading, and now he's leading by 9.5%. So he's actually grown his lead nationally. So I could be wrong in my suggestion that it's going to be more competitive on election night in 2020, but that's just what I'm going by right now. So the next states that I want to talk about are some of these Rust Belt states like Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. So Ohio is looking like it's pretty well for the Republican Party. Relative to some of the other Rust Belt states that are looking very strong for the Democratic Party. If we run over here, we can see that it's still extremely competitive. Biden is actually leading. However, I do think that just going off of 2016, even 2018 results, that Ohio will tilt towards the Republican Party, but it's definitely competitive. It's looking like it could be a toss-up. Moving over to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, I actually put in the Republican column. However, if we again move over to polling, we can see that Biden's lead has stayed pretty strong. If we move back to like June 20th, he was polling about at the same levels that he is now. So I'm going to actually flip this one over into the Democratic column, and I'm going to put it in the lean Democratic column along with Wisconsin. Wisconsin, similar story, has been keeping that polling lead heavy over Biden over Trump. And nothing really has changed too much. So I think that Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are both actually looking strong for the Democratic Party. Pennsylvania, I do flip. Michigan, I'm going to totally mess that up. Michigan, I'm actually going to put in the likely Democratic column. The polling lead coming out of Michigan for Biden is actually just so strong that I really don't think we can classify it. It's about what the national average is at. And so it's been really strong. 2018 was a pretty good year, and 2016 was so close in Michigan. I really think that it is going to go to Joe Biden. So if we look at our map right now, we can see that Joe Biden technically has already won. So I'm going to move towards some of these southern states. The first ones I want to do are the ones that I think are going to go to the Republican Party, and that is Texas. Now, Texas has definitely become more competitive, so I'm actually going to put it in the lean Republican column along with Georgia. Now, I know this is pretty controversial. Biden's leading in Georgia. He's not leading in Texas, or I guess now he's right now leading in Texas, which is why it's significant. We can see as a very razor-thin lead in Texas, according to 538. And Texas is trending well for the Democrats. And I do see that it could be a battleground state. Like, the polling lead is growing in Texas, whereas other states like Arizona, which I'm now going to put in the tilt Republican category, Arizona has seen that lead diminish since my last video. I actually put Arizona in the Democratic column, and now I'm going to flip it over into the Republican column. Just the fact that polling data has diminished by so much out of Arizona. If we flip over to our state polling, we can see it's around 2.5%. Back when I did my video, it was closer to 4.5, 5 points, and now it's diminished to that pretty small number, which is similar to what we're seeing in Ohio. Now, Arizona, of course, is trending for the Democratic Party, but I still don't think that is enough to say that it'll go to the Democratic Party. Right now, I'm anticipating that Trump will become stronger, and I actually, flip Arizona into the Republican column. Moving over to North Carolina and Florida, I'm going to put both of these in the tilt Democratic column, they are both being won by Biden. North Carolina by around 3.5%, Florida by around 6%. And I think that both of these states are going to be extremely competitive. I am very skeptical that they could go to the Democratic Party, just given the fact that, it's North Carolina and Florida both went to Trump by not insignificant margins in 2016. But the polling data coming out of there has remained pretty strong for Biden, so that's where I put it. I'm actually flipping both Florida and North Carolina to the Democratic Party. And then in Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, I'm keeping this one in the Republican Party, just with a lean. I haven't seen any real polling data out of it. I definitely think it's going to be competitive. Sorry, I meant to say tilt. I definitely think it's going to be competitive, but just given 2018 results, I don't think that the Democrats are going to take it. So that is my entire 2020 election prediction. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have Joe Biden at 322 to Donald Trump at 216. This is just my prediction. I'll update it in a few weeks. Make sure you go check out my last video if you have not, and please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and thank you guys so much for watching.